Hey, what's going on YouTube? Sorry for the lack of updates again. I was on vacation, plus I've been a little unmotivated, and I could blame it on a lot of things, but when it comes down to it, my motivation goes down, my energy goes down, everything goes down, and my mood goes down when stocks are down. And you know, the title of the video, it's not really clickbait. I don't, guys, like being a stock trader and particularly a Tesla investor, it's not worth it, specifically for me at least. And I'll get into the reasons why. But first and foremost, the amount of stress and mental anguish that I put myself through when dealing with stocks on a daily basis, it takes its toll. I got a ton more white hair. I'm sure I've done irreparable damage to me, myself and my health. And I try to combat that by going to the gym, but it can only do so much. And I can't count the amount of times where I haven't been a good father and husband to my family because my mood was shit, because I was losing a lot of money in the stock market. And it sucks and it sounds so weak, infantile, I don't know what to call it, but when you're losing tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day, I don't care how mentally strong and disciplined you are, it's gonna fucking ruin your day. And with Tesla specifically, like, it is such a volatile stock, and the market makers use every opportunity and rig the market for these extreme moves that it makes it very hard. I can't wait for the day where it's just a boring stock like Apple or Microsoft, but that's not right now. And whether you believe or not that the stock market follows the news or vice versa, you have Elon Factor, where any given day he can tweet something and the market just dumps on it. They use it as an excuse to dump because, again, like I said in the past, they do it to shake out people out of their options, to cause people to lose money. And since Elon is a very polarizing figure and Tesla's a very polarizing, it's the most watched stock on StockTwits, the most talked about stock, and they use that to their advantage. It's not a coincidence. And you can go up 10% in a day and down 10% a day. And if you're using leverage or margin or using derivatives like options, that could be a 15-20% day for you. On the Elon Epstein tweet, I was down 120K in a day. So, and Tesla, as long as I've been in Tesla, I kind of missed the boat. If you were in Tesla before they ramped Model 3 successfully, you've kind of been stagnant for the past 4 years. I hate these stupid Tesla toxic bulls. They always put, oh, if you were a Tesla investor for the past, they take this specific time frame right before it went exponential. If you were a Tesla investor for the past 6.5, 7 years, you're up 20,000%. Okay, you could say that about anything. You could say that about Apple, Amazon, Google, NVIDIA, all these things where they went parabolic. So, but that was a huge gamble back then, and they deserve the credit and they deserve the gains that they have when they jumped into Tesla, because they were literally about to go bankrupt. But don't fucking bullshit any person that jumped into Tesla later on. We've dealt with how many events? The Twitter fiasco, the Elon compensation plan fiasco, the drama with Elon, the drama with him firing people, the pedophile tweet, the China FUD, all kinds of FUD, the political tweets FUD, and no stock moves like Tesla moves. And it's all by design. And if you invested 4 or 5 years ago, you're either still negative, if you know, like a lot of people got caught holding the bag, you're either negative or slight or even, or you're in my category, slightly up, where I've managed to buy some of the lows, sell some of the highs, but not my whole entire position, because it's impossible to time the tops and bottoms perfectly. But I would have been 10 times better off had I kept my original portfolio and done nothing. Or if you just kept SPY, mentally I would have been a lot better off if I just kept the S&P 500. But my original portfolio, I touched upon it, but I had NVIDIA, AMD, Google, Palantir, and Tesla. And I would have probably 2.5 million if I just held what I had, didn't look at it, and I probably could retire already. Versus me thinking I'm some kind of genius trading that, oh, Tesla's undervalued, let me go all in on Tesla, let me try to trade my way out of these other positions, look at my portfolio every day and trade every day, and I'm severely underperforming what a buy and hold portfolio would have done. Yeah, I'm around like a million portfolio, but it's not enough. And for the amount of stress, time, and obsession and effort I put into stocks, I'm not satisfied with my gains. And I'm not trying to compare myself to others. And I really need to stay off of Twitter or YouTube because you have, you know, survivor bias where, oh yeah, I held Palantir and now I'm up 1 million. Oh, I held NVIDIA and up 5 million. Yeah, I tell myself I shouldn't look at that. Comparison's the thief of joy. But I had those stocks and I had a lot of conviction, but for whatever reason, I decided Tesla, oh, will make me rich. Well, Tesla has not made me rich. The only thing Tesla has done is stressed me out, caused me to neglect my family and friends, caused me to neglect work, and it just has not been worth it, hence the title of this video. And as I've said before, I can't wait to get out of this stock. I already know I'm gonna sell too early and I'm probably gonna miss out on another, because right now we're in a consolidation phase and I'm gonna sell probably in the 400s only to watch it go up to freaking quadruple digits. But I just don't give a shit anymore, because you can be a fan of Elon and Tesla. That doesn't necessarily need to be married to the stock. And I'm done being married to this stock. I'm done being an ATM machine for the board like Kimball Musk and Robin Denholm when they keep diluting for stock options. I'm done like just Vanguard and BlackRock's and institutions fucking with this stock, because they can move it at any time they want. Even though it's such a gigantic market cap, they can manipulate it to suit their needs. And I don't need this mental anguish anymore. I'm done with this stress. I will root for Tesla and Elon on the sidelines because as I said before, if they achieve what they're set out to do, I think the world will be a better place. It'll be a net positive for society. But I'm just being honest with myself. You guys are probably thinking less of me, and I could use your guys' advice. I can't help but look at, because I'm trying to do theta plays and make other trades, but there's this giant position in my portfolio just staring at me, and even though I'm making a few $100s here and there, when I have a giant loss in Tesla for that day, it pisses me off, and it's hard to separate it. I don't want to separate it and put it in a separate brokerage account because I need that buying power to make my trades, for option buying power to sell options. So my wife has told me many times, you need to just take your long position in Tesla and put it aside. And I agree with her to a certain extent. I probably need to do that, but not right now, because I need to take advantage of option buying power. And I already listened to myself making excuses, but the bottom line is I need to get out of Tesla stock because it just messes up my psyche too much, and then I have worse decision making and it ruins my day. And even with something like I was very motivated to make YouTube videos and engage with you guys, but it's hard to get up for the day and be motivated when your entire thesis, something that you've devoted so much time and energy into, it's slapping you in the face day after day. And you can look at so many stocks. Like I could have picked Meta. Zuckerberg's a cuck, but he's doing well. Netflix went from what, 200s to 1300 I just saw recently. NVIDIA, of course. Even people call it AMD Advanced Money Destroyer, but so it's doing pretty well. Palantir, so many boring stocks.
There's a lane closure ahead.
You would have been way better. I don't care. I want the toxic bulls to come out of the woodwork and be like, oh, you're an idiot. Tesla's gonna go to 1,000. Okay, well, a lot of stocks already went to 1,000 in the meantime. Meanwhile, we're here twiddling our thumbs while business fundamentals kind of deteriorate. And I get it. He went all in and he's putting all his chips on FSD, and I think that will pay off, but it's going to take many quarters and earnings before it actually hits the tape and we see significant revenue and profits from this AI gamble. Until then, CNBC and all these dickheads analysts are going to keep shitting the stock, keep it suppressed, and that's it. And we have deliveries tomorrow. It's the whisper numbers around 380,000. I expect them to miss. Maybe it's priced in, maybe it's not. We had a horrible earnings last quarter that was priced in. But we were in the low 200s then. Right now we're in the 300s. So there's room to easily bring it down back to 300 or 290. And I'm loaded to the gills with shares and long-term leaps with Tesla. But the reason I'm not out, and when people are like, well, just sell, like, you little pussy, why don't you just sell? Because I refuse to. I've staked my family's well-being on this stupid stock, knowing that my biggest conviction on Tesla is that everyone hates it. And that's not a healthy reason to be in a stock, honestly. But since they have shooken everyone out and everyone shits on it, I know that's the moment they pump it. But don't get me wrong, like, the moment they pump it, I can't wait to get the fuck out. I have one foot out the door. And for people saying you're not a real Tesla investor, I guess I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Because I wasn't in Tesla in 2018 when they were like $10 a share. But again, for you people that are in that category, it's easy for you to sit around and say, this guy's mentally weak. You're not cut out to be a Tesla investor. If you're sitting on like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% gains and your cost basis is like sub 100, like, it's easy for you to sit there if you're sitting on a few $1 million of profit, because you probably cashed out some. You might already be retired. Maybe you suck Elon's nutsack and you have a high Twitter account or YouTube channel that's benefiting. But there's a whole plethora of people out there that are just red on it, that you don't talk about these unspoken casualties, because these extreme moves, they take no prisoners. I'm sure people have gotten margin called. For every person that's judging me, keyboard warrior, that's saying I'm a pussy for talking shit about Tesla stock, there's probably 100 people that lost money and are agreeing with me right now. And then there's people in the middle. The ones that I envy are the ones that are just don't pay attention at all. They check their portfolios once every month, every quarter, and they're like, oh, that's nice. It's up this much. Yeah, it's not, I don't have a healthy relationship with Tesla stock, I admit it. But, and then, so that's my rant for Tesla stock. And I probably didn't even touch on basic points, but just to clarify, if you're one of those chill people that don't ever look at it, it'll pay off for you. If you're a person like me that has to look at the stock market every day, Tesla is not the way. And you're better off just doing index funds. But right now, last time in my last video, I was talking about the LA riots. That's old news. We had this 12-day war with Iran. That's becoming old news because the conflict is over. Now we're talking about the big, beautiful bill, which has snubbed Elon. Elon's getting political again because it's still providing subsidies to oil and gas and basically cutting anything solar and EV related, which that's gonna hurt Tesla sales for sure. And I get it. For that dickhead, this guy doesn't even know what the bull case for Tesla is. It's not about the car. It's not a car company. It's an AI company. All right, the bears have a point. 98% of revenues come from cars. So shut the fuck up. It's still about cars right now. Until Tesla licenses FSD to Hyundai, Kia, Ford, BYD, and until Optimus is jerking off some guy in their house and they're selling like hotcakes and it's making deliveries on its own, it's still a car company, okay? I hate these extreme Tesla bull retards and these extreme Tesla bear retards. Reality is what's in front of you, and the reality is revenue is 98% cars right now, and that's gonna suffer in the short term. Whether that's all priced in we'll know very shortly. What good things we have going for it right now is we have Tesla earnings July 22nd, I think, and USD, the DXY, has gone way down. And since Tesla does a shitload of sales in other countries, China in particular, that's going to help overall profit margins. I think all their expenditures have been accounted for, so we're not going to have too much operating costs factored in. Plus, Bitcoin has gone up, and they like to do some shenanigans accounting with that. That should help. They're doing everything they can to kick the can with this recession narrative, but luxury cars, which Tesla still, anything 45K and above for a car is still luxury in my opinion, but people have to make cuts in their living. You have all these people on debt, credit card debt. You have all the white collar jobs that have been lost and they're living off unemployment and their savings. They're not going to go out and buy a car. Tesla sales is a canary in the coal mine for this. Remember, I do think we're going to have an epic dump as soon as they've sucked in everyone as exit liquidity for crypto and shit. But Tesla sales, it's not because of Elon's political tweets. Maybe for some leftist retard, but people aren't buying Teslas because they're broke. They have no savings. Interest rates are still sky high. You can't buy a $50,000 vehicle with ridiculous APR if you're broke. So for the bears, you shut the fuck up too. I don't think it's because of Elon's damage, because of his politics or whatever, because I know plenty of conservatives that are interested in buying a Tesla for every liberal left person that doesn't want to buy one. So that's why, again, on a previous video, Elon has pivoted away from car sales because he knows what the future, short-term future is. It's massive recession, and all car sales, Tesla, EV or not, all car sales, I think Volkswagen is down. ID is doing, I read that they're doing some fishy accounting. They're going to be down. The car sales will be down. There's only so many times people need to buy a car. It's not like the last things people cut in their spending is healthcare and their housing. And that's the last things, but those dominoes will fall as well. We're going to go through a period of bad deflation combined with recession. It's just, they're squeezing whatever juice is left. History repeats. You cannot have a Fed interest hike cycle like we've had and have no fallout. So it's crazy that the reason, going back to why I hate Tesla stock, is we're at all-time highs in the S&P and the NASDAQ. And you have a Netflix, which has garbage content that's at $1,400. Meta that just sells Instagram bullshit ads, and you have Tesla, which they have groundbreaking AI, but the street refuses to recognize it, and the market makers don't want to quite pump it. And I know what they're doing. Since Tesla is such a polarizing stock, and Elon's my most watched, hated figure right now, they're gonna wait till the 11th hour to pump Tesla stock. And as soon as all of Main Street and Wall Street turns bullish on the stock and they pump it literally for like a month, they're gonna do an epic rug pull and cause a whole new generation of bag holders. Mark my words, that's what's gonna happen. Just like they did with like a smaller case with Tesla pumping the most during the Trump election. If you look at the M2 money supply, it spiked during that election period. That's why like crypto spiked up a lot during that period too. Altcoins did. Tesla outperformed the rest of the market. But you literally had a month to take profits, and you were hyped on the fact that Trump is gonna give Tesla and Elon all these perks, but that didn't come to fruition. Now they're not even bros anymore. So the same thing is gonna play out. The Trump tariff tantrum was just a reflection of the M2 money supply spiking, them needing to correct the market. And then as we push into that money supply spiking up again, Tesla will outperform again. People are gonna get bullish. You'll see me all happy again with Tesla. And then you're gonna have a couple of weeks to take profits before they rug pull the shit out of you and the Tesla board offloads, and Tesla and Elon tweets out, should I take profit? Should I pay taxes on Tesla stock? And that's gonna be, he's gonna say give some sort of sign to get the fuck out. And then you're gonna have for years people saying shit on Tesla again. And when it's at its worst and Tesla fills all the downward gaps, and we've had several bad earnings reports and quarters behind us, and Tesla sales have gone down 40% because of this bad recession, I'm a glutton for punishment. I'll jump back into Tesla, even though I've just talked shit about it this whole time, because Tesla will take a 50% haircut, and then there's gonna be an earnings report where, holy shit, look how much revenue Tesla received from unsupervised FSD. And they're gonna do it all over again, and use it as a liquidity tool to fuck over retail and the working class and the little guy. And Optimus is gonna have some freaking video where doing some funky stuff, whether it's staged or not, and Tesla will hit $1,000 a share. And whether I'm in it or not, at the rate I'm going, I'm probably not gonna be involved in that. So I'm gonna pre-congratulate anyone that manages to hold on to this giant fuckery that's about to take place. I truly wish you guys, because you deserve it. As much as I'm shitting on Tesla stock, anyone with the intestinal mental fortitude to hold on to this thing and not give a shit and not give a crap about the market makers and not pay attention to all the dickheads on FinTwits and mainstream media, you deserve all the gains and then some. And I hope it serves you well and does well for your families, and you get to retire and you get to be rich, because they're about to fuck us. They are about to screw us over. I don't believe. Have you guys noticed that the Fed is starting to backtrack? Oh, we'll see if the tariffs actually have caused higher inflation. They're prepping us for the fact that tariffs don't cause higher inflation. The consumer isn't paying that price tag. And then they're gonna be like, oh wow, inflation actually is better than expected. We're gonna cut rates. But again, remember, cutting rates is really, really bad. They're gonna use some black swan event, or the money system's they're gonna let it break on purpose. And when they do, the first cut might be okay, but the second, third, fourth cut that they project in 2026 or the end of this year, that's when you need to have foot out the door and take profits. And to put a nice little bow on it, that's when I fully expect to get out of Tesla stock, get my sanity back, and not stress the fuck out all the time. So until then, guys, I hope you guys get rich, and I will talk to you guys later. See you guys. Bye.